It can be hard to ask for help when experiencing tough times, but as our next story shows, reaching out can make a huge difference.
Are you or a loved one struggling with mental health issues? Have you noticed that your adolescent son has been going through severe behavioral changes? Help is available now. Let's learn how creating a supportive environment of empathy and security can get families back together and enjoying one another.
Teens are statistically struggling more than ever with things like depression and anxiety. In fact, one study done by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention noted that 42% of high school kids report that they're sad and hopeless most of the time. This is extremely alarming, and even more alarming is 20% of those said that they've actually thought about suicide in the last year. This is a major crisis that we need to respond to. And that's what we do at Riverstones.
Riverstones Child and Adolescent Treatment provides a comprehensive range of evidence-based treatment programs for boys struggling with various mental health issues.
What makes Riverstones unique is, number one, our experience. We've been doing this a long time. Over 2.5 decades, we've been focusing on treating adolescent boys. I've been developing this program for a long time, integrating research, conducting our own research, and testing interventions on what really helps kids and families heal and get through this difficult time. We have a very heavy emphasis on the family. We give a lot of support to parents who are in dire need of it. The parents go through their own treatment program while their child is in treatment and discuss these ways of changing the way they interact with their kid. And the thing that really pleases me the most, when the parent comes to pick up their child at the end of treatment, they see a new kid and they comment on that. They see the growth. They see how the child is so much more open and willing to connect with them. And we often hear something to the effect of, "Thank you for giving me my child back." And that's really what it's all about.
Having well-trained, experienced staff can contribute significantly to the well-being and satisfaction of residents.
My philosophy is that children come into the world with an innate capacity to connect, to love and be loved. But because of circumstances and the imperfection of all parents, that natural capacity is blocked. So the child has to develop defenses against being wounded. And those defenses then lead to the problems that we see. Our work here is to help that family to reconnect with the child and help the child to reconnect with the family.
When one part or person in the family is struggling or having challenges, it impacts the whole rest of the family and the system. So oftentimes for parents, some of those challenges are related to feeling overwhelmed and worried and concerned and at a loss for what to do when they don't know how to help their child and what their child is needing. So it's really about helping support and find balance in that family and learn how to understand what the teen is needing and experiencing to rebuild the relationship and the connection within the family.
Mental health, behavioral, and addiction issues don't just affect the individual. They often affect the entire family.
The relationships that my son built here, he couldn't trust anyone, not even his family, before he came here. He was so broken in that sense. But it was the first place where he realized that maybe he could trust someone enough to be vulnerable enough to get the healing that he needed. And that's what he found here. He learned to love himself again here. He learned to forgive himself here. He learned to let go of shame that he had been harboring, and all of those things were so deep-rooted for him. I do believe he was healed here, and that the healing will continue, and it's given us as parents the tools to help continue that healing and help him manage the things that are difficult for him to manage and help us manage the things that are difficult too. Riverstones really gave us our son back. He would tell you that, that they saved his life.
What we do at Riverstones is provide hope for families who are struggling, lost and confused, and really not knowing how to handle this child as they're going through this storm. At Riverstones, we give you the tools that you need. We give you the hope, the relational tools, and we help your child see you differently and see themselves differently. And ultimately, the goal is to restore that relationship and heal so that your family and your son can be much happier.
If you're ready to learn more about Riverstones Child and Adolescent Treatment, visit the website at riverstones.org or see the segment again on thebalancingact.com.